This is how I choose to shower. I wear these board shorts and this camisole tank top. I do this because I have been humiliated too many times over these very long years in public by men who know when I've just washed my hair, or how long I stayed in the shower, or where I put the camera, or it's mortifying and it's humiliating. We can see here that this socket cover has been altered yet again. It's been moved. I'll get to these in techniques and strategies. I shower, and I've used a lot of expensive products. I'll just throw this out there. I shower with sugar and lemon juice. It exfoliates the skin, and it's got glycolic acid and the citric acid, which are two main elements of the final products. I know that most of the newer products out there will say, okay, well, we've switched to this acid or that herb or whatever it is. It just helps. So these materials help to get the sugar out. This is the board short material. I love surfers, but I guess I'm glad they came up with some board shorts. The surfing community in Santa Cruz in particular is known for participating in sexual harassment, social terrorism, and organized gang activity, meaning the scariest kind, the white boy gang activity that infiltrates people's lives with the Latino community. So the Latino gangster community, I mean, the Latino community is fine, but the gangster communities can be. And when I say the Latino gangster community, I don't mean like the norteños, not them. I mean like the low level, oh, I want to be in the mafia type of idiocy, rather than use my brain to get an education. And enough said. I usually put a camera here. I take this out and the camera is right here. Why do I do this? Because several nights there has been outside this window 2 men. They pull up to this drive. I think it's safe to not show the location here. They pull up to this drive and with their high beams on, and they sit there. And once I see them and I have been too slow, it would not be a negligible form of evidence for me to get them with their high beams on this bathroom window when I'm showering, because one of them is always outside the car and they're just looking up here. It's scary. It's terrifying. I choose to get dressed here. I made this little alcove here. There's my beloved. I also choose to get dressed in this closet. And I said that I would tell you why it's not so easy to say put a recording device in the closet. A mic, yes, but mic devices can be put anywhere, and ways to hollow out the house, as I've showed you, can be made in any part of the house. It would be still simple to put a recorder anywhere in the wall, but it's more noticeable. Also, this closet is, as you can see, quite full. This was, as I told you, my dream. I excelled at working with orchids. Now that's dead. This is the attic entry space, and most of the time this space is not utilized by the social terrorists, by the man stalking you or the group stalking you. Why? Because they know that we go up there, it's dangerous to be in the house. They don't want to be seen, they want to be noticed. And a lot of them are criminals. Inclement weather, rain, fog, snow, I don't get it, but you do get that these people have to be on certain type of drugs for them to be running around at all hours of the night, obviously in a t-shirt and jeans. In the last 3 days I've completely obliviated my own rules, and I've stayed up till late hours, and I can't do it. I don't get it. I could never have done it when I was younger. At any rate, why are the cameras not in a place like this? They could be, but it's difficult to make I'll get to this in strategies, and you have it on a good authority from 2 PIs and 2 chiefs of police, Army personnel, and that's it, we'll say for now. Hollowed out walls are a norm now in some hotels and motels, but the reason why it's not so convenient in walls like this is because there's no real adjoining pathway. So somebody could hollow out this whole situation, but this wall is thin, and the bathroom is a completely different situation, as I told you, with the plumbing. But a closet like this, I feel better. It's very dark. I mean, you'd almost have to have a thermal imaging camera. I would love to have had one of those. My life might be very different, but they're quite costly. If you have the resources, I recommend getting one, or using, if you have the real resources, using them on your property, because those are badass. You're going to easily catch some evidence with those. So back to this. Again, this is just what I choose to do. I've been for more than 4 years, sometimes on a daily basis, when the stalking was peaking in 2006, and I had been assaulted. I had been ridiculed for the assault, blamed for it, laughed at in public, and had a nervous breakdown, and then ridiculed for that in public, heckled. I'll tell you in strategies how I got rid of a lot of the heckling, but when I'm at Carmel Beach and I'm done visiting my acquaintances, that's when these surfer people, men, especially when they're in groups, they're hard to get, but they can be gotten, so I will go into that. I've just been heckled too many times and scarred and traumatized by this heckling, knowing that I'm being watched. And even when I know I'm not being watched, the remembrance of the feeling of it is just, it causes ulcers. I've been sick for the last few days. I will mention that. It's not because of the stalking. I don't believe I've been poisoned. My roommate, I hate to say this, my roommate has a penchant for cooking somewhat, but he has a means of storing his, I don't eat red meat, but once in a while he fowl, and it gets freezer burned, and when I eat it I always have a reaction, and this time I had like every texture coming out at the same time reaction. Okay, not every texture, not if I had a hemorrhagic fever or cancer, okay, if I was going through chemo, not those textures. Okay, not every texture, but every texture for a normal person who has eaten something that does not agree with them. At the same time, you know, lucky to be quick and grab the... At any rate, I've been sick for the last 3 days, sorry. Too much information, maybe. So have not been on time and on target with these videos. So we'll get to more strategies later. This is a very, very sad state of affairs. Look at this. My roommate thinks that this is very cool. He said, oh, I'd love to stay in here by myself one night and see all the lights and whatever. It's not cool. It's pathetic. So that's